Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. In this video lecture, I am going to talk about American Enlightenment Age. So this age was started in 18th century, and during this time, writers produced large number of prose as well as poetical works. Writer used to write works which are based on rationality, means they used to write their works in accordance with reason or logic, and also they are more curious about doing these scientific inquiries. It means that they used to find about this natural world based on evidences. Also, Enlightenment writers as well as thinkers were devoted to ideals of justice, liberty, and equality because they considered these qualities as the natural rights of men. Here I am talking about Enlightenment age writers, and first I am starting with Benjamin Franklin. So he during his lifetime practiced so many different kinds of professions, which may include that he was an American author, printer, publisher, inventor, scientist, social activist, as well as a diplomat. Now here I am discussing some essential facts related to him. He was called as the one of the founding father of United States. He was also called as the first American for supporting the cause of colonial unity. He published the revolutionary newspaper titled as Pennsylvania Chronicle. He established University of Pennsylvania and later became governor of Pennsylvania. Now let's look up at some of his important works published by him during his lifetime. First is The Busybody. This is a kind of series of essays. Another one is Poor Richard's Almanac, which was published in the year 1732. In this work, he used pseudonym of Poor Richards or Richard Saunders. In this work, he presents various kinds of proverbs. Some of these proverbs I have mentioned here. First one is a penny saved is a penny earned. Another one is early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. These are some famous proverbs which we use in our daily life, and these proverbs are taken from this work only. In Poor Richard's Almanac, this is a kind of yearly based almanac. He talks about, or he tries to give information belonging from different phenomena. So he talks about information related to calendar, weather forecasting. Also, this almanac contains so many different kinds of poems, sayings. Sayings means kahavate, and also he gives information about astronomical as well as astrological information. Here I am discussing about Thomas Paine. So he was another Enlightenment age writer. There is one important fact related to him, that it was Benjamin Franklin who convinced Thomas Paine to move to America. Earlier, he was living in some other place, but when Benjamin Franklin persuaded him to come to America, so afterwards, after his persuasion, he settled in America and he edited one magazine titled as Pennsylvania Magazine. Now let's discuss some important works published by him during his lifetime. First one is Common Sense. So this work is a kind of political pamphlet. This work was published anonymously, and in this pamphlet he encouraged the Americans to fight for total independence rather than protesting against certain laws. Next one is American Crisis. This work is a kind of commentary on the Revolutionary War. In this work, he expresses patriotism. In this same work only, he describes the revolutionary heroes by calling them as summer soldiers and also as sunshine patriots. This work inspired Americans to do utmost hard work to fight in the Revolutionary War. Then another one is Rights of Men. So this work is dedicated to George Washington. In this work, he tried to provide a kind of reply to Edmund Burke. Edmund Burke was a British writer, and he published one work which was titled as Reflection on the Revolution in France, and which was published in the year 1790. So in regard to Edmund Burke's work, so let me spell the spelling of Edmund Burke: Edmund Burke, Burke. So in regard to Edmund Burke's work, that which is titled as Reflection on the Revolution in France, he published this work Rights of Men, in which he tried to support French Revolution. Naris. The next work is The Age of Reason. So many versions of this same work was got published in different years. First, this work was published in the year 1794. Then again, this work appeared in 1795, and revised and updated version of the same work came in the year 1807. This work was subtitled as Being Investigation of True and Fabulous Theology. This work was a kind of pamphlet on religion, and this work was inspired by free thinkers. Here I am discussing about one poet whose name is Philip Freno. He was known as the poet of American Revolution. He wrote number of literary works against the Britishers. He combined in his works neoclassical as well as romantic elements, and he was also called as a nationalist because he was a strong supporter of democratic ideals. Now let's discuss about his poetry. So he published lot many great poetries during his lifetime, and these poetries are titled as, first one is The Indian Burying Ground. In this work he talks about restless spirit of buried Indians who continue to exist in the American forest, deeply tied to nature. He views American Indians as something who are supernatural as well as uncorrupted by civilization. Then another poetry is titled as On Mr. Paine's Rights of Men. So in this work, Freno praises as well as supports Paine's work, that is Rights of Men, which was published in the year 1791. In this work, he argues political revolution by the people is permissible. So he is encouraging happening of this political revolution. And both Freno as well as Paine defended French Revolution. So Freno as well as Thomas Paine, they are strong supporter of French Revolution. So he is supporting for the cause of French Revolution in this work, which is titled as, in this poetry, which is titled as On Mr. Paine's Rights of Men. Then another poetry is titled as On the Religion of National. In this poem, he praises nature following Enlightenment beliefs, and he argues in this poetry that you can know God from a regular bush in nature, and he in this same work emphasizes that your true religion is all within you, यानी कि जो तुम्हारा सच्चा रिलीजन है वो तुम्हारे इर्द गिर्द घूमता है. Then another one is The American Soldier. In this work, he expresses his discontentment or disappointment with the condition of American soldiers after the Revolutionary War. Another poem or poetry is titled as The Wild Honeysuckle. This poem established this Philip Freno as an important American precursor of the Romantics. So these are important facts all related to poetries published by Philip Freno. And now I am talking about some minor important works published by him, and these are also poetries. First one is The British Prison Ship. Then another one is The Beauties of Santa Cruz. Then last one is The House of Night. Writers who are writing during this Enlightenment age, there is also emergence of neoclassicism. How there is emergence of neoclassicism, that I will be telling now. So many of the writers who produce writing also started using neoclassical style, which includes writers started writing epic, mock epic, satires, and also American literary patriots felt that the great American Revolution is best expressed in the form of epic, and also they practiced writing long dramatic narrative poems in elevated language, means they used high standard of language which celebrates legendary American heroes. Then mock epic was a well accepted literary form of these neoclassicist writers. Here I am discussing about some important major neoclassicist writers, and first one is Joel Barlow. So he was a diplomat, politician who traveled to Europe on diplomatic missions of great importance. So these are just important facts related to him. All the more he's not so much important, but still I am mentioning here just because for your knowledge. So he used to write anti-slavery poems during his lifetime. In 1784, he established a weekly paper called American Mercury. He also wrote The Vision of Columbus, which was published in the year 1787, and a revised version of this same work was titled as came and which was titled as Columbiad. And he was known very much known for a mock heroic poem which was titled as Hasty Pudding, which appeared in the year 1793. It was Joel Barlow who assisted Thomas Paine in writing his work, which was titled as Age of Reason. This was a kind of pamphlet which talks about religion. At last, I am talking about Charles Brockden Brown. So he developed genre of American Gothic or American Gothicism, and he was very much inspired from British writers who are Anne Radcliffe as well as William Godwin. He developed theory for fiction writing in which he emphasized that novels should combine with fiction as well as history. So he wants to combine fiction as well as history in a novel, and also he places ordinary individuals in situations of historical importance in his novels to make the readers understand the impact of historical events in the life of individual. Then he published some important works which are titled as, first one is The Wieland, which appeared in the year 1798. Then another one is Arthur Marvin in the year 1799. Then Ormond appeared in the year 1799. Then last one is Edgar Huntley 17 appeared in the year 1799. So then with this video lecture ends over here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your UGC NET English literature exams. Thank you.